And a very special day it is. It is a terrific Thursday, and I have, for my partner in crime, I have Greg White with me. Good morning.
Good morning. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah, it is. And hopefully the rain will hold off and hopefully be great for all of those beautiful fascinators and hats and heels and open-toed shoes and dresses. But right now we're going to jump in because we've got another big races coming up here, and we have Conner Popplewell with us. Good morning, Conner.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost Friday, right?
Yeah. Friday, right?
Yeah.
Conner, thanks for taking time for us this morning. And, you've got the coolest last name in racing. There's not an announcer one that wouldn't love to just keep saying your name over and over. And of course, taking the checkered flag, Conner Popplewell, right?
That's right. That's right.
Sounds good.
For years, just about 50% of people get it right.
Well, that's okay. It's a very good conversation. Someone that it's a good name for conversation for sure.
That's right. That's right.
So, Conner, tell us a little bit about yourself and where are you calling from this morning?
I'm calling from Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Awesome. Right here in the southern Indiana part. Love that. And kind of tell us your story about how you got involved in racing.
Okay, so I started in go-karts when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I did that for about 4 or 5 years, moved up to a Legends car. Legend car for probably another 4 or 5 years. Then moved up to the street stock, which is what I run at Salem mostly nowadays. And then that kind of gave me the confidence to run just about anything. I've been in a Super Late model, an ARCA car, the 602 cars, which is an ARCA car with, a crate motor and about a 9-inch tire. Also, I've ran Oval Extreme at the Drome. The street stock has given me a lot of confidence, especially running around the high banks of Salem. So.
Which you have to have a lot of confidence on the high backs at Salem.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What did you think?
An intimidating track when you've never been on it.
What did you think the first time you got on there and turned a lap?
What'd you say?
What did you think when you got on there the first time and turned your first lap?
It was different. I was used to, flat tracks, more like the Drome, the Speed Drome. Let's see, Nashville, even in a Legends car. That's where I moved straight up from the Legends car. And then I had a little bit of an experience at Anderson, Indiana, Anderson Speedway. Mm-hmm. It's a quarter mile, but it's kind of high bank, not as bank as Salem. But, definitely going into turn 3 at Salem is a little intimidating first time, it's 110 mile an hour.
So, Conner, you have to be a thrill seeker, right? Because I think anybody in this sport. So, being a thrill seeker, did you want to go up a little bit higher on the banks? I mean, or did you do it and then catch yourself? Oh my goodness, what did I just do? How high am I?
So they all talk about, the Darlington Stripe. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of people from Salem talk about the Salem Stripe. That's where you find kind of your limit. You got to drive in there really hard one time and kind of find that limit, and you'll end up touching that wall. You watch for years. The good ones up there. Chucky, Big Chuck, all the veterans, David Bain. Brian Bear, all the veterans, you watch them, they're right next to the wall 3 and 4. So you kind of have to go up there and get used to that before you can, have any speed up there. Mm-hmm. 1 and 2 is big too, but, you have to be right up next to that wall, and 3 and 4, that's the only place you can find speed.
Yeah. But I just think I think like I could see, because I'm somewhat a thrill seeker. I could see getting up there and then thinking, oh my goodness, what did I just do? How does someone help me get down here? So I have that feeling. But let's go back because I want to say my dad had a go-kart track here. And so I kind of, I love go-karts, and I think that that's fun. I hope everybody, and I'm sad if anybody didn't have that childhood of having go-karts, because they are so much fun. So I love every bit of that. But I'm not where you're at. Okay. I'm not at all. And I don't even try to play like I do. But when you talk about going from go-kart to legendary car, I think you said, what is a legendary car, if you will?
So they're called legends cars.
Or legacy cars.
What that is it's about a 900-pound car, which weighs nothing. And they have motorcycle motors in it. So the last car that I ran had an SDO9 in it, which was a 900cc Yamaha. About 130, 140 horsepower, which power to weight ratio is kind of crazy with those cars. So they run at a lot of short tracks all around the United States. I've ran, like I said, Charlotte, Nashville, Anderson, Sportsdrome, Speedrome, Highland Rim in Tennessee. They just run a little bit of everywhere. Any short track that you can think of, they probably ran Legends cars there. And it's a big stepping stone, learning how, the power. There's a lot of power in those little cars. They're real twitchy. You have to drive them on the right rear. You're constantly sideways on them. But that was a big stepping stone. That's where I really learned to drive.
Right.
That was a big stepping stone in my career.
Well, I think that's good for anybody listening that maybe would like to, have a career. You kind of got to start out, take your baby steps, if you will, and then keep working on your skill. And now you're to the point, Conner, where you just know you're just doing it. I mean, you just you don't really, you just do it naturally, I guess, if you will.
Yes, it definitely becomes a rhythm.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Life's just about anywhere. It just becomes a rhythm. You're thinking about the car, getting around the car in front of you. You're not really thinking about hitting something, or you can't be scared out there. That's a big thing that these kids these days have to overcome. You have to get over any of the fear, and just go chase that guy down in front of you.
Yeah. And you have to be extremely dedicated. Do you have is your family involved?
Yes, all of them are. They're all super supportive. I tend to do this stuff every day. So I have a iRacing simulator. That's I turn many laps on it. Just saying maintenance basically. I don't usually go 2 days without being on that. It's just stuff you have to, or you won't be as good. You won't be as consistent. You won't have won't have as much as confidence without it. For me, at least. It's definitely different for other people, but that's how I kind of do my thing. Also, running, make sure you're maintaining your body, eating healthy.
Love that.
All big stuff for me. So.
Yeah, I love that. You guys are total athletes. And that is, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times years ago, people didn't think that, but you have to be an athlete. To be in, to be in that car that long and to react like you do. You have to take care. And I think we've learned it eating healthy. And I think that's hopefully anybody listening, hopefully that'll be good. Yeah. Good role model for that.
It's a big thing for me. I have to, I work, you have to, maintenance your body, because, you're going to be in, there's times I've been in there and it's probably 200 degrees inside that cockpit. It gets hot. The floorboard gets really, really hot. It'll burn you if you.
Oh, wow.
I burned through my fireproof shoes one time.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a huge blister, and it gets really, really hot.
Fireproof shoes. I didn't know there was a thing.
That's what they call them, at least.
Wow, that is pretty cool. So okay, what I'm amazed at. Okay, and I really this one was what gets me. Okay, so you're in we had a race on Wslm the other day, and I was listening, and they were the 26 back. They were back 20. They were the 26th car, and they were 10 seconds away from the winner. Okay, so like you're talking, I can't even do like how many seconds. Okay, you have. How do you make those moves? Okay, so like you know how like I know what's like when everybody's like kind of like everybody's piled together, and you have seconds to either go left, right, or make a move to get out in front. How does that come? I mean, how does that come natural, or what is that?
So are you talking about Daytona?
Yeah.
No, it was,
Well, no, it wasn't Daytona.
Talladega.
Yeah, it was actually Talladega. Yeah, it was Talladega.
So
and yeah,
that's in the super speedway racing. That's very, very normal. That's the whole pack will be, with it, like you just said, 10 seconds of each other, and that's pretty much nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you think about that. You've got 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. From the time the leader hits the finish line,
right,
to the time the 26th car in the finish line, and there's 24 other cars in between you all.
Mm-hmm.
So super speedway racing, that's exactly how it is. And there's a lot of, you have to have amazing reaction time to do that stuff. You have a little bit more on the short tracks and even the intermediates because, there's not as much as the drafts. So you can miss on setup a little bit in those super speedway races. And you can miss on setup a little bit and you still just kind of rely on the draft to, carry you, Short tracks are not so much like that. You have a little bit more reaction time, and not necessarily at Salem or Bristol. Everything kind of happens really, really fast there. But you have a little bit more reaction time to, react. If you can call a run a little bit better on a short track, in my opinion. So you can kind of choose. You kind of know, too, when you're a little bit faster than the guy, and you can kind of, take a few laps, calm down and watch, and you'll figure out where you're beating them at. And you can kind of take advantage of that.
So some of the, I still think it's amazing. I kind of, what I would relate it to is like highway driving. Like when you're, maybe like, in a cluster and you're trying to, pass or get around or, go. And I'm sure, do you ever look at like, it would be interesting to go on a road trip with you. Life in the fast lane.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And for Indiana, any of our Indiana State troopers that are listening.
Hold here for a minute, right?
Yeah. No, I think the thing that I really think I think that Conner, it's really a superpower. I really do believe it. Now, when these are things that people want to know, and we're in the stands watching you, and we want to know. So, like, do you have a blind side like everybody else? Like when you're driving, is that like, how do you see like somebody coming up, or can you? Or is that sometimes do you miss people coming up?
We rely a lot on spotters.
Okay, that's
so
right.
They're going to let you know.
Yeah. I
have 2 mirrors in my car basically. I have one to my left, just like you would have in your everyday car. And then I have one above, a rear view mirror basically. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the times I don't use the rear view mirror because there's a lot of bars and stuff in between there.
Yeah.
So it's easy to miss something. So I rely a lot on my spotter. So he's going to let me know if there's one to my right or one to my left. Or if somebody's, faster than me or, in 1 car or 2 cars back and they're closing. So, hey, I got to start watching the mirror a little bit more.
How many spotters do you usually have during a race? Do you have one? Just one. Oh, really?
Typically.
Okay. Well, so we'll put him in one ear or him or her in one ear, and then I'll be in the other ear cheering you on, Conner. Okay.
That'll work. I'm totally fine.
You got this, Conner. Conner, this is yours. You got it. I would.
I'm totally fine with that.
And like you need another woman in your ear, right? Just telling you what to do, right?
That's right. I'm good with that.
I like that. No, I think that would be, fun, especially encouraging, and we all need that. But how has racing changed? What's the biggest, because they're always bringing new rules, regulations, and they do that in every sport. But what's the one thing that you are happy about maybe, and one thing that you could, I don't know how it's going to work.
Okay. In the past, I would say, I don't know if it's always been a rule in NASCAR, but that the choose rule. When you have a caution, that's something I've been happy to have. I just think it gives, if you give a few different people, honestly, anybody on the track racing, if you can give them a chance to move up their position, and if you're in a points championship, that's a big thing for me. I think that, basically, if you don't know what the choose rule is, after a caution, say you're running 10th, 9th, 10th, whatever, you have an option. The preferred group at Salem is to be on the outside lane. So you have a choice on that caution, on that restart, to go to the inside or the outside. So say you're running 9th and the 7 people in front of you choose the outside lane because they want to, take the best chance of holding their spot. That 8th or 9th place person can go to the bottom and basically restart 4th, 3rd, or 4th.
Okay.
But that's one thing that's happened in the past, I would say 5 or 6 years, that I really do like in racing. I don't know about other people. They may not like it because they feel like they've worked hard for that position. They feel like they should have it.
Right.
So I could see where the controversy there is. One thing I don't like, I'm not a huge fan of the inverts. So at the beginning of the races, they'll start the top qualifier, the fastest car, he'll draw, like we'll use Salem as an example, 8, 10, or 12. So what that means, if he draws an 8, he has to start 8th and, 2nd, 7th, 3rd, 6th, 4th, 5th.
Okay.
So they do that a lot in just about any short track racing around, at least around here. They'll invert you at the beginning after qualifying.
Right.
Not a crazy big fan about it. I do think it makes for better racing. I just think there's a bigger chance for stuff to get tore up. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that would definitely be a concern of yours too, because everything is costly, and you have to keep it in the budget. I would think that would make sense. But I know a lot of times, they're trying to improve things, and a lot of times they try things. So you have to give, kudos for that. But sometimes things they, kind of, if it not broke, don't fix it, or try to fix it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
don't fix it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah. So this is going to be exciting because you're going to be here, actually, and it's called the, which I love this so much, the Derby Hangover. And that's this Sunday, and you're going to be racing. And so we'll get the horses and get the ponies out, and then we'll be all ready and there'll be a lot of people here in the Kentuckiana area and looking for something to do for Sunday. And this is a great, great opportunity for everyone to come out.
Oh, yes. Yes. I highly suggest fans come out. If you, especially if you haven't been to Salem Speedway. I mean, it's a nice boys blast. There's a lot of divisions that put on a show there, and there's some great drivers there. Go watch the horses, and then come watch the cars, right?
Exactly. I love the horsepower, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you deal with your fans, Conner? Do you get a chance to talk with them, or do you try to make a point to because a lot of little ones' eyes are watching you and want to someday be Conner. So do you get a chance to react or to interact with them?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely try as much as I can. You're locked in pretty much all day there.
Right. Sure.
At least I am. But at any time, we'll go to the concession stand or something, and I will definitely try to say hi to anybody that wants to talk to me, and I love the little kids. I think because I remember when I was, little, wanting to do this stuff. So I thought it was awesome to talk to any driver. That's basically how I think of that stuff. I try to talk to just about anybody that wants to talk to me.
I love that. Love that. Well, and I think racing. I think that racing, the sport itself, is so fantastic to families. Don't you?
Yes, absolutely. The fan-wise, I don't know about everybody else, but racing has always brought my family together.
Yes.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. And so it's always in the. Racing is a thing that if you're great at it, there's 20% of the time, maybe, if you're absolutely great, you'll win. And just working that hard. I've been through seasons where 2 or 3 seasons actually that I haven't won a race, and it just makes it that much better, and it brings the whole family together. And working on the car, 3 or 4 nights out of the week,
Sure.
it's always brought my family together.
It's not, I mean, I know it's like almost like a hobby. I mean, like everybody being a part of it. And I love that. And everybody's kind of got a role to play. Everybody brings something unique and fantastic to the table. I think that's what I love about racing. I think that bringing the family together and so much of that. And it's a lot of times everybody gets busy, and a lot of times you don't usually get together unless it's, Christmas or, maybe Easter or something. And this is like all the time. So I love it. I love that.
Yes. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's just like you said, a unique role everybody has to play.
Yeah.
I could sit here and name every single one of my family members, how they do something, that I rely on the track. It's a big deal for me, especially on that, but like I said, it's always brought my family together.
Now, don't name drop, but do you have like one family member that's always wanting to do some crazy fun things or something a little crazy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He or she, I'm sure, is coming to your mind. I would probably be that family member. Okay.
Believe it or not, it's a she.
I love it. Why does that not surprise me? I love that. I love that. Well, and I hope she stays strong. I love that. Yeah. Always.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Well, let's go back on, is this how many races have you already done this season? Is this your first, Conner, or have you already got a few under your belt this season?
Okay, so April 13th, I've only raced once.
Okay.
I plan on probably doing technically you can say 2. I did run 2 cars in the first race, 2 different races.
Mm-hmm.
So I plan on doing about 15 this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's kind of a lot. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
No, it sounds like a lot. Yeah, I think that sounds, especially when you're talking, there's not really much downtime. The season just goes fast, and it seems like it goes hard and fast.
Yes, it does. Once it hits, it doesn't stop until the end.
Right. Now, how's your car running? And and what color is your car?
Okay, so the first race of the season, I ran 2 cars. One was the Lightning McQueen car.
Oh my gosh!
It looks just like Lightning McQueen, and kids love it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, very good and well. You win that. Yeah, that's like
Oh, they love it. They love it, and we love being able to race that car for them. Every kid remembers growing up as watching cars.
Oh gosh!
I used to watch that on repeat.
Yeah.
But my other car is it's a green 19. It's got green tree. It's got red ball. It's got TNC contracting on it. It's a green, black, and white car. It basically looks like a old what would you call it? A Monte Carlo, but the rear end kind of looks like an old Nova.
Oh, cool.
So that is our car. It's definitely it's got red in the chassis too. So the chassis is red, and the outside of the body is black, white, and kind of there's a grayish color in there too.
Awesome. Well, because we needed to make sure that we cheer the right person on, right?
That's right. That's right.
And what number are you?
I'm 19. That's the green car, and the other one is 95.
Okay, 19 and 95.
Mm-hmm.
But number one in our heart, right?
That's right. That's right.
Conner, I'm excited. And so now, will you be racing both cars this coming Sunday or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be running both of them.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. And, the Salem Speedway, we've had really good weather. So it looks like Sunday's going to be good.
Oh, I hope the rain stays away.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
We have this thing, but if at least I do, if anybody talks about rain on race week, I get really mad.
Okay, well, we will not. We will not. Okay, I'll even change my forecast. I won't let the weather bird. We have a weather bird. I will not let anybody say anything about that. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Do that for me.
And the only R word we're going to be talking about is racing. So what about okay, so that's this Sunday. We want everybody to come out and support you, which Salem Speedway does a fantastic job at promoting families and family fun, and their pricing is so affordable. They do a great job, and we want to support right here locally. Our track, we're so blessed to have a track this close to home, and this right here in our home area. And the Salem Speedway is known all around in racing.
Oh yes. Yes, Nick and Glenn do a very, very good job promoting that track.
They do.
They've done well.
And they know racing. That's where Glenn knows racing, so he knows exactly what a race car fan, what they want, and also what the drivers want.
Yeah, that is a big thing. Both him and Nick know racing.
Yeah.
It's Glenn's been around, especially in the class that I run. He's been around that for years. Lots of years.
Yeah.
Nick's also he was a racer, growing up too. So they know exactly what everybody wants.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows, and that's why, I think that's why they're so successful, and we want to continue, and they have cool drivers too, right?
I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, and of course, is there now? You don't have to say it, but is there one driver that you really want to make sure you beat? Do you guys all kind of have that one person that you really want to, make sure that you take the checker flag over?
All of them.
Oh, I love that. Good answer.
I honestly can't single one out to you. They're all talented.
Yeah. So you just want to take them all. Yeah, I love that. Well, Conner, good luck. We can't wait to watch you this coming Sunday, everyone. And I love it. It's called the Derby Hangover, which how wonderful. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's right here in Salem at the Salem Speedway. And you can purchase tickets in advance, or you can get them at the door.
Yes, Becky. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Conner, keep up the great work. I'm very proud of you. And you just stay safe, okay?
Thank you so much, and I will try my hardest.
All right.
Drive it like you stole it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Drive it like you stole it, Conner.
I will.
All right.
Count on that one.
All right. Thanks. Okay. Bye, Conner. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye.
All right. I'm laughing because I actually want to take a spin around with Conner, but my concern is how high he's going to go up on that bank.
You've walked up the bank.
I walked the bank. I actually many years ago had a mini bike that I went around that track with, but I didn't go up high. And then if you remember, we even had a tricycle race there, and I won that.
That was on the low.
Yeah, that was on the low. Yeah, so I sat that high. I am a thrill seeker, but that high kind of, when you walk it and you are seeing it, it's a little game changer. I would be so afraid that in my head, like, oh, I can do this, and then getting up there, and then that would be my scare of, oh my goodness, what am I doing up here? Mm-hmm. And you're going seconds fast. I mean, like, everything's so fast.
Now, when you were out there on the mini bike, was that
in my mini bike?
Was anybody?
They were screaming, "Get off the track!"
Letting you know that you.
Get off the track. I didn't know. Okay.
It's better to ask forgiveness than
it wasn't. You're giving me more credit than what I was worth. I was young. I didn't know. I thought it was okay. You know what I mean? I thought, it was a good place to ride your.
Somebody brought it out there for you.
They brought it for like to ride on the grounds.
Oh, okay.
Not on the
Not
track.
on the track.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
It was just the
open.
gate was open, and hey, the girl saw a chance, and you know what I mean. Well, I honestly thought it was okay because I thought, oh well, that's easier.
Was it hard to hold it on?
I didn't go up
You didn't
high.
go up high.
No. I wasn't that. I'm not that good. There's a reason that I'm not. I do feel like I'm. I like it, and I do like
I
the
can
need
tell
for speed.
your left arm and leg.
How fast did I go on that when the Kentucky Speedway was still around?
I think you averaged like 250.
See, I did drive pretty fast on that, but that wasn't the high banks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
no. That guy had white knuckles when he.
Well, I think he was surprised because I don't think he expected me to punch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he didn't tell me to stop. So he didn't tell me to slow down. He didn't tell me to stop. So he obviously felt safe. He did have white knuckles. And I think he did later on get out and kiss the ground and called his wife, and
been there, done that.
And went to church on Sunday afterwards. I do believe all that. But at the time he let me do. So yeah. And I do like it. It is fun and it's fun. But you got to give a huge respect to these athletes for doing this. And,
yeah.
and
200
everything.
degrees. That's wild.
And it's hard though, if you don't know the rules or necessarily all about it. And I love whenever like Connor's explaining that. And there's enough people at Salem Speedway too that would help out, just kind of explaining, if you're not familiar with some of these different cars and, the Monte Carlo, and I do know about those, and the Novas, I do know about those. So, but Novas, that's kind of a blast. That was like really, really back.
Yep. They need a good station wagon race out there.
Oh my goodness. I would love to put my dad in that. That would have been, yeah.
He would have been right there.
I think he would have. I'm sorry,
5.
taking the checkered flag. I have to say, I think it would have happened. I do believe that. That was a missed opportunity. Let me tell you. Yeah, definitely. All right. So this Sunday, the place to be is at the Salem Speedway, right? Be there. Yeah, you're going to want to. And bring the family. They make it family friendly and they do a great job. And so
I will.
Go cheer Conner.
I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but as Lauren, your new weather meteorologist said this morning, the weather has changed probably faster than the odds on the horses. So we were supposed to be yesterday. The forecast was that we were going to have a little rain last night, which we didn't get. And then we were going to have rain today, and then clearing up Friday, and beautiful day Saturday for the Derby, beautiful day Sunday, beautiful weather through next Thursday, and then rain next Friday. So now it's changed, and it changes, and that's part of it. But today we're supposed to have rain pretty much all day for Derby. Supposed to have rain pretty much all day tomorrow. Rain pretty much all day Saturday. And rain pretty much all day Sunday. So we'll see.
But if you remember yesterday, we went on yesterday afternoon, we went on the Great Steamboat Race, and that was so much fun. We were actually on the Belle of Cincinnati, and they know how to party over there. They had a fun time. And the Belle of Louisville was not able to be a part because they had got a leak, and that sounds bad for a boat, so they'll get that fixed up. They said it'll take a little while for them to get back. So they sent
they still partied on there.
They had a great time. Yeah. So I don't think they even realized that they didn't go out from dock. I think some of them still think, they were on the water, but anyway, they were technically on the water, but they sent the Mary Miller and Miller. I kept thinking every time I said Mary Miller, I wanted to say Britt Miller. I wanted to just say that. And my mind, I kept thinking, I got to say Mary Miller, not Britt Miller.
Britt Miller won.
Britt Miller won the our sheriff took it all.
That's why we had it.
Yeah, I did good. I did not say it. I got it. But in my head, that was so funny. So anyway, Right? I didn't tell you that because I didn't want to speak the words out there. So I kept every time I said Mary Miller,
if it
though
was said, it would be repeated.
I know. So anyway, so I didn't say that. But anyway, so the Mary Miller was actually what they were supposed to do is just follow. They were just supposed to be up on the water following. Well, since the Belle of Louisville could not do its thing and get out there, so the Mary Miller, not Mary Miller, anyway, actually was our competitor.
He might have been in one of the police boats.
He might have. Oh, well, he could have been. Was very competitive. So then, but
That's a smaller boat, and it was pretty fast.
But it was it was really fast. It was kicking very it. So they actually won the race. But like Alan, our captain, Captain Allen, which we listened to, who was really awesome. He said that that's not fair because our race was supposed to be with the Belle of Louisville. It did not compete, so we should have won the Belle of Cincinnati. So, yeah, I have to agree with him on that. He had a good point, But anyway, so whatever, yeah. But it's more for fun and a great time, and
it may be just a little planned out. Okay.
It's like wrestling. Was it WWE wrestling? That's all real, right? Isn't that all right? Real, right? Isn't that right? Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Yeah. SmackDown.
I don't know. I know that they have to be extremely good athletes to do that, to be able to do what they do. But as far as but
you're not talking about the boats. You're talking about the wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of choreography and a lot of things planned out, and I'm sure there's things that don't.
Yeah. All right, we have moved on to May 1st, May Day.
May Day.
Yeah.
Nobody had to holler that last. Well, I don't know. They might have hollered that on the Belle of Louisville.
May Day. This is also bread pudding recipe exchange day. Ooh. I don't have the recipe, but I love some bread pudding. Anybody making it, I'll bring the coffee.
If I've ever had bread pudding.
Yes, you have. You've had it. Yeah. Couple appreciation day. Mm-hmm. Love that. CSS reboot day.
Ooh. That's your code for your websites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Executive coaching day.
Okay.
All right. Get out there and do your best. There's a lot of great speeches that they use, frequent flyer day.
Ooh.
Okay.
Global. Do we get extra points to fly today?
Yeah. If you fly today, maybe they double your points. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do that, but it's a nice thought. Global Love Day.
Ooh.
Love. Yes. International Workers Day. Yeah.
It's every day.
Yeah. Every day. Keep Kids Alive Drive 25 Day. Boy, that's changed.
I try to do that every day.
25. Yeah. Getting it, baby. Getting some speed over there. That's right.
Drive it like I rented it. That's how I do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Drive it like it's somebody else's. Yeah. Keep kids alive today. Law Day. And we have laws. Law day. And you have to trust the process. You know what I mean? And laws are there for a purpose. Lay Day. And that shows the Hawaiian lays, love those. Loyalty Day. Very important to be loyal. A huge loyalty day. May Day. Mother Goose Day. How cute. Mother Goose. Cool. Mm-hmm. National Chocolate Parfait Day.
Ooh.
Now
we love a good parfait.
Hey, everybody loves parfait. I'm a donkey on the edge. National Day of Prayer. Love that. Definitely.
Now there's something. I think we're doing something locally, aren't we?
All right. National Day of Prayer. Yeah, we are. Let me find it up here. And that is going to be is scheduled here locally in Washington County. Looks like today at the parking lot, the Pearly parking lot across from City Hall. And it'll be United Public Gathering, noon to 1. If there's rain, prayer gathering will move to the Living Waters Church, located at 711 West Mulberry Street in Salem. And for more information, call 812-570-0157. All right. This is also National Purebred Dog purebred.
We have a couple of those,
But you can't beat a good. I know we do have the purebred, but
you can't beat a mutt.
But I know we saw one the other day that was the coolest, the coolest.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name, but I remember the feeling I had with him.
Oh, he was a good.
He was so cute. He was so cute. Yeah, he's a dandy. National Day of Reason.
Had a little white chin.
Yeah, he did. So cute. National Day of Reason. Ooh, National Salad Day.
Ooh.
That is something I always, salad day. New Homeowners Day. Congratulations, any new homeowners out there. You know, the American dream to have a homeowner, to be a homeowner. Good luck. Yeah, a lot goes into that. Phone in sick day. No, don't do that unless you're sick. You know, unless you're sick.
Oh, I think probably people do that.
Phoning in sick, and then they're at Thurby.
Well, yeah. If you have,
I was so sick, but I made it to Thurby.
Some people have several sick days a year, and if you're never sick, then
see, I don't have that. I can't do that. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't work for me. But I guess if it does, good for you. Save the Rhino Day. I do like a good rhino, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. School Principals Days. Hats off to all the principals out there. They do a fantastic job. We got some of the best of the best. Silver Star Service Banner Day.
There you go.
Thank you Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Therapeutic Massage Awareness Day. Oh, can I participate in this?
I think so. I think we need to.
I would love to participate in this. You can't beat a good massage.
You can say thank you.
Yeah, then I could say yes, I would say thank you. Oh, massages. Yeah, I love that and peanut M&Ms. What?
when you've got a little drool coming out your mouth and you know it's.
Oh, when you fall asleep almost. Yeah, yeah. And then the worst part about it is when they tell you that they're done. You're finished. You know, it's like, no. Surely 5 more minutes. It's like the alarm clock. Can I punch 5 more minutes? Right?
Can I snooze?
Yeah. Anyway, Massage Awareness Day. Or, you know, they tell you get up at your own pace. Ma'am, you've been here for 3 hours. Is that your own pace?
Do not rush this lady to come out of anesthetic.
World Password Day. Password Day.
Don't use 1, 2, 3, 4 or
no. Don't touch a word. Password Day. No, be careful.
Don't use password.
Yeah, don't use. Yeah, that's kind of common. Worthy Wage Day. Make a worthy wage. Hopefully it's worthy. This is actually pudding exchange week. Eat dessert first week.
Ooh.
I'm not opposed to that. I've known people that
to cleanse your palate.
Well, I've seen people do that before. Yes, I've actually been at meetings, and like a lot of times at meetings, like they'll go ahead and have this dessert sitting there, or like if you go to functions, they'll have a dessert sitting there at your plate. I've seen people go ahead and eat that while they're waiting before you go to get your food at the buffet. So not even judging that. So anyway, exciting. So those are some holidays to get out and enjoy for sure. All right. So we have going on Thurby, going on strong right here in our listing area. Got a lot of people that I know that are going to be there. I hope the weather cooperates for them and that they have a great time.
Yeah. And then tomorrow's the Oaks, and then Saturday the 151st Derby.
Yeah. So hopefully the weather will cooperate for that. Okay. Here are some, which I probably do this. Here are some people say so much that it becomes meaningless. And that is something that I think I agree with this. And I think that's something that I've really been trying to be very aware of. So it could be something you hear from companies, your coworkers, your parents, your partner, or your kids. And I think sometimes we don't realize the value of words. And I'm pointing an arrow at me. I can be very guilty on that. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that, you know, words are very powerful. So here are some things that have become meaningless, if you will. Number 1, longer than usual wait times.
Oh, you hear that on the phone?
Yes.
We're experiencing longer than
usual wait times.
If you'd like to use our virtual assistant, please press 2.
Yeah.
No, I want to talk to a person.
Like when you hear that, it's almost meaningless. I mean, right? It just kind of like.
Oh yeah, it's just part. It's just
like blah. It's like, are you hearing like, remember how Charlie Brown, remember the teacher, blah, 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 or wah, 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 wah.
I'd love to work at a drive-through and then when somebody pulls up and says, wah, 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 wah,
Oh,
wah,
no way. Yeah, you better have a fast horse out there. Okay.
Remember David Letterman used to go to different things and he was on
he went to, he was at one of them and they ordered, and they didn't order that much, but they ordered several little things. And he said, oh, that's way too much food. You can't have that much food. Oh, it was so funny. But the guy was so mad. It was so bad.
Before he kind of got a little odd towards the end, but when he was funny, you couldn't touch him.
Oh, it was hilarious. And and he pushed it. He pushed the envelope beyond. You know what I mean? He knew these people were getting mad. And he kept going. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Number 2, AI and the powered by AI. Even your new fridge is powered by AI. Okay. These are things meaningless phrases or overused. Okay. Number 3, crisis. When everything's a crisis, nothing's a crisis. So like, I know that. Okay. I've heard people like say this is a crisis.
I've heard people.
And I don't really think
that a lot.
I don't, that's not mine.
I was
going to say, that's not on my wheelhorse. That's not me. That's not me. That's not something I say. I mean, hang on. Do what?
They're relatives.
Crisis. What would be mine? Vexed. Vexed. Yeah, I could get vexed. Okay, but in crisis, whenever really it's not a crisis.
No, that's like an earthquake or something.
Like there's a crisis, yes. I think that's exaggerated. A lot of times people are not, Number 4, cleanse. Like products like a detox or detoxing. These are things that are kind of meaningless. And sometimes they don't even do that. You know what I mean?
I know you have to really pay attention.
Yeah. And what are you putting, it's like they say all this stuff sometimes and it really is not anything in there, I guess. Slams. Whenever you use it in a news headline, slams. Okay. Number 6, my truth. I know my truth. Right? There's already a word for that. It's called opinion. That's great. That's great. That's good. That's good. Number 7, influencer. It just tells us you're trying to hawk something out. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's funny. Ooh, this is a word that is becoming meaningless. Gaslighting. Remember? Oh my goodness, that word was like hot. People misuse it constantly. Yeah. Right. Number 9, triggered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They triggered me.
Yeah. That is actually used a lot and it can be meaningless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people say that's triggered me. That's triggered. Yeah. I've heard that. Actually, a lot of like your reality TV shows use that a lot. Right. Yeah.
I've heard that among other things.
Yeah, I don't use it personally, but I've heard a lot of people use that. The new normal or normalize. Mm-hmm. The new normal. Okay. Literally.
Oh, we heard that a few years ago during COVID, the new normal.
Oh my goodness. Remember, people got tired of hearing that too. Remember? Yeah. So these are things that like are kind of meaningless there. Literally, because it's misused more than used appropriately. Like a lot of times people are like, literally, you know what I mean?
Literally, I was in a crisis.
It was my new normal. But it didn't trigger. It triggered me. This is also hack or life hack.
Hack was a word, I think, coined by Bill the Cat.
It makes me think of Hack Albertson, which I'm a huge fan.
Or the sound a cat makes when it's coughing up a hairball.
Which we talked about that the other day. And when one starts that, I have to finish. I have to watch that. I got to see how that plays out.
What's coming up?
Yeah. What's up, Doc? I feel like Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc?
What's up?
I have to see what's up. We've been saying that a lot. Okay. Number 17, woke. Okay.
Oh boy.
We're not touching that. let's see here, bro.
Only Captain America can use woke because he was in the sleep for like 60 years and came out.
Man, so yeah. And they're coming out with a new. Oh, speaking of movies, real quick, I'm going to change the subject here because those are word phases that are overused so much that they'll become meaningless. Yeah, you use it over and over. They just, people don't even pay attention to them. Okay, but we have a new Tom Cruise, which I'm excited about. We've not really had a bunch of Mission Impossible.
Is it the last one? I don't think so.
Well, they say it is, but you know what I mean?
I
don't think Tom Cruise is ever going to stop jumping.
Speaking of AI, there's an AI presence in that movie that they're trying to figure out.
I cannot wait to see
It's on a submarine.
Yeah.
For those who...
This is going to be exciting. Yeah. So I'm excited about that because there's not really been too many movies that have been, we've needed, to me, a little bit better movies, I guess, lately. Right.
Here's some movies to look forward to in May, real quick. Thunderbolts is coming out this week. It's a Marvel.
I do want to see that one. Yes, and that's got the sister, which I love, Black Widow. I love Black Widow.
If you like that movie,
I love Black
Widow. It was kind of an underplayed in the Marvel after Endgame. That was an afterthought. But it was
I've had so many people that I've suggested to watch it that watched it, loved it. And I have to agree with that. So then it's her sister, and then it'll be the dad that was the dad in there. Now that is, and when does that come out?
Probably could go see it tonight.
Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. Okay.
But I mean, officially tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's see what else. This one goes back a ways, but if you remember when Alec Baldwin accidentally shot what was she? She was a director of the movie called Rust that actually comes out now.
Well, they had to wait to release that, didn't they?
So for
reasons
in anticipation of it not being very good, probably they're releasing it as a video on demand the same day. That's always not good.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
Oh, wow.
Friendship with Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd opens this month. Mission Impossible.
Now, Paul Rudd's funny. Yeah, he's good.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Friends. He was on Friends.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Phoebe's boyfriend.
He's really funny, though. Yeah, he's really good.
You resisted Ant-Man for a long time, and finally you realized.
Oh, it was horrible. I know, because here's the thing. For some reason, I just couldn't get on board. And then when I watched it, do I not love it?
Yeah.
Did I not change? I keep an open mind. I'm telling you, I did.
I can't do. You're trying to get me to do sushi, but I just can't. I have a hard time. But
I'm not. No, I don't think I'm the expert on it, but I tread lightly. But I have had some things that were like cooked that I.
Okay, so May 23rd, that's when the new Mission Impossible comes out, and also Lilo and Stitch. So how can we do that? Just go to both?
Yeah, it'll be double feature. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got to see Lilo and Stitch, right? And then
we're living that right now.
And then right now, yeah, I know, yeah, it's too close to home, maybe. And then. Oh, I mean, I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I was thinking about and Stitch is sitting there looking at you with a sucker in his mouth. You
got a real Stitch, yeah. Here's the thing that I was going to say. I'm sorry. I have to insert this. Coming out, we just was talked about Taylor Swift bringing and rebooting Bodyguard.
It's not completely official, but she's
in talks of it.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I'm a huge Whitney Houston fan. I don't know that I can. Okay, I don't know, but we'll see. I guess we'll just yes. Okay, go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt you. That was just fresh on my mind.
A big fan of that because said they were looking forward to taking time off from football and touring. So
this was their time. I mean, really, they've been actually on the go a lot. You know, both of them been very busy. So
also
maybe he'll play Kevin Costner. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, right? I mean, then you'll get your time together, right? It doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're together, right?
Yeah.
You're right. Laundry together. You're doing it together.
Folding towels. Speaking of which,
nothing says loving like folding towels.
Also, third. I'm kind of upset. Okay.
Oh, you're upset.
I'm upset. Okay. On April the 25th was the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, which was the third prequel Star Wars movie.
Right.
And that was the dandy, the one that we'd all been waiting for to find out how Anakin Skywalker actually became Darth Vader.
Right.
So that was a big deal. That was back when they released him at midnight. So that was the last one we took the kids, everybody in their jammies.
In their jammies, we had so much fun.
At midnight to go see that. And probably paid for people to sleep.
That's okay. We had fun. We
had fun. Big deal. So they released it on the 25th, which would have been what? Last Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this Sunday is May the 4th,
which
is a Star Wars
Day. We know
day.
that.
And it's not, they've taken it away. And why would they not leave that for another week?
Yeah, absolutely.
It made pretty good money.
Yeah.
Actually, in a week.
Yeah.
So that's a whatever. But anyway.
Not done well.
Anyway, so we will wait for the 23rd of May for movies, which was not a time for movies to be released, but I think Jaws. Speaking of Jaws, this is the 50th anniversary of Jaws this year. But they put Jaws on, and it was a big deal, and so that was kind of started the summer blockbuster thing. So,
Jaws was such a game changer for me. Like, even like, you're little and you watch Jaws, and like even like a pool. I mean, even though I knew that there wouldn't be, I just remember like putting my foot in first, saying, if it survives, then I can get in. You know what I mean? Like when you're that first one to jump in a pool, or you know what I mean, and you're a little scared, at first. So put your foot in, see if it survives. Then And then I thought, what if he's hiding out somewhere there? And then I had to find out that if somebody did for some reason put a shark in a pool, how many seconds could he live in that chlorine water versus the salt water? I mean, would I have time to get out before this stuff? Way overthinking this, right? So
we're gonna ask,
how many seconds could a shark live in a chlorine-filled pool?
It says just not very long.
Well, good. So I would have made it to the ladder before him, right?
Well,
but of course now they have saltwater, pools. So
dang
rats. That blows my theory completely. Now it's not safe. Now I have to put my foot in still. Whoops. Okay. Real quick, and this is funny. Because I think about, this is another thing that I think about. You know how people have that one first name, and you know who they are. Mm-hmm. Here we go. These are
like Prince.
Oh. I'm getting there. Okay, these are the hello. I'm over here. Hello.
I'm just trying to understand. Okay.
Rein it in over there. Okay, so here's how we ranked them. Okay, number 1, Elvis. Number 2, Prince. Number 3, Adele. Number 4, Madonna. Number 6 or 5 is, who is that? Eminem. Number 6.
Plain or peanut? I don't know.
Yeah, but we all know that. I mean, like when you hear Eminem, like the artist, yeah, I would know that.
It's time to change the channel.
No, I like Eminem.
Okay.
6, Cher. 7, Rihanna. 8, Pink. 9, Tupac. Is it Tupac? Yeah. See, I didn't know. I don't know Tupac. And number 10, Sting, which we got to see at Bourbon and Beyond. Wonderful.
Now, it doesn't show this on here, but 11 is Becky.
Oh, get out. No, I'm not on there. Nope. No, I appreciate that, but no. Anyway, those are the best singers.
11 was Beyonce. So.
Yeah, she didn't even make it, did she?
Yeah, she's on 11.
Shakira
is 12. Selena is 13.
Oh, yeah.
Bono from U2 is 14. Usher is 15. Sia is 16. Don't know who that is. Slash from Guns N' Roses is 17. Seal, who was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. 18. Yeah, I had to think.
Meatloaf was 20. And that's it. I guess it was just the top 20. So that's the rest of them.
All right, there we go. Now we know the rest of the story. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's think
real quick though. The Reds blew 2 games yesterday with the Cardinals, and now they're tied with the Brewers for second place, 2 games back, and they have their final game today at 12:40. The pregame at 12:10. So pray that the Reds can not tank a third game.
Mm.
The Pacers, believe it or not, I thought they were out, but they were not. They actually came back Tuesday night after a 20-point deficit and won in overtime, 119 to 118, and sent the Milwaukee Bucks home, and now have advanced to the second round of the NBA playoffs. I think it's been quite a while since the Pacers have survived the first round of the playoffs or even been in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
they play the Cavaliers. They're the top seeded team in the Eastern Conference, and the semifinals are this Sunday, May the 4th, at Rocket Arena, which I'm guessing would be in Cleveland. And the Pacers are the number 4 team. So we'll have that on the radio Sunday.
All right.
How about that?
There we go. Absolutely. Busy time for sure.
So Pacers are still in it.
Go Pacers, right? Yeah. All right. Well, let's take our sponsors this morning.
Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox Purley Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, First Harrison Bank, Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
Yes. Awesome. Let's have the best Thursday ever. Happy Thursday.
Embarking on the journey to homeownership is